Today I'm going to show off the best Casio watches to buy in 2025 and why you should buy them. Let's get into it! Yes, and welcome to the Mad Watch Collectors Show. Today I thought it would be awesome if I showed you a few views of close to where I live. Literally 5 minutes away is the beach, but because it was so darn windy, I thought I'd just film it at home. Over the years, I've probably bought and sold well over, I don't know, 250, from your F91Ws to your Casios and everything in between. Today, I'm going to show off the Casio watches I actually wear often and have worn a lot in the past couple of months. Some of these watches are brand new and some of them I've had for a while but absolutely still love. Today's collection of watches is almost like a complete collection. I'll tell you why I bought these watches and why I wear them now. And obviously, we've got to get the wife's opinions on these watches, haven't we? Are you top Casios ready? Let's go. In all their glory, here is my 8 watches, and they look absolutely awesome, don't they? And let's start from the top with the watch I actually have on my wrist, the beautiful G9000. This is one of those G-Shocks that's very hard not to wear when you're looking to put on a G-Shock. This reference came out in the early 2010s, and if we're being honest, they broke the mold with this one. This watch may have the hardest buttons on a watch to push, but that is for a reason. This is a mud-resistant G-Shock. Basically, the ultimate G-Shock. I love the shape of it, and I really love the size of it, particularly as I have quite a small wrist at 6.5 inches. This thing really wears well on me. Love the exposed bits of stainless steel along the bezel, and I love the red pushers. And right now, this thing is only around £69 on Amazon. There has probably been about 4 or 5 references of the Mudman since this one, but I don't think they've ever got any better. And if you are on the market for a G-Shock and you don't want to get a square, this is a good shout. Next up, a watch I have been wearing a hell of a lot, the DW290. The poor thing wants to be a G-Shock, but never got the chance to be called a G-Shock, even though it's got DW at the start of its name. Poor boy. And in the looks department, yeah, it's not the best one Casio ever did, but it's very unusual and original to this design, and that's what I really love about it. For all intents and purposes, it is a G-Shock. It's got 200 meters of water resistance. There's enough resin protecting that module that I'm pretty sure it would do a good job up against a G-Shock. The text around the case does wear off, so be warned about that. Does not like sun cream and sweat, but it's around £50 on Amazon. I still think it's a great buy, even in 2025. I think it's great. Next up is the GA2100 SKE-7AER. I call it the jellyfish. And this is a watch that was actually gifted to me by G-Shock London when they invited me to be on the panel of a Central Sea Built Different campaign event. It's been one of my favourite wearers of the last 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm not a huge fan of the Casio. The resin case and the strap is definitely different to any other Casio I own. It feels a little bit like, I don't know, a snorkel and a mask you'd have when you go on holiday. That sort of rubbery resin, you know? And the dial being quite monochromatic means it's quite a legible Casio. However, for the amount of time I've had it, I'm not sure I've looked at that LCD screen once. Still a cool watch. Ah, well, the A158. This watch has been in my collection, I would say, for about 7 to 8 years. Still the same battery, and it's just a fantastic, versatile Casio you can wear at any occasion, whether you want to dress up or dress down. For me, it's the latter, usually. As budget Casios go, I think it's got one of the most comfortable bracelets, but I love the design around the LCD display. It is slightly different to the F91W, but they have used similar colours to almost make you think it could be an F91W if it had a silver facelift. What it has got similar to the F91 is the same features. It's very basic and the same backlight. But for me, when I'm wearing that A158, I do feel a bit cool. It's the retro champion in this collection, and it's a watch I can see 78-year-olds wearing as well as 18-year-olds wearing. Still only around 20 to 30 pounds. It's still an absolute banger. Now, you guys know I'm a fan of the Casio Royale, and I have had a few variations in my time, but lately I've been really liking the black resin one. It just reminds me of my childhood a bit more, you know? I would have felt so cool in the 90s if I wore this kind of watch. I would feel like I don't know, like a spy. To a lot of people, this watch looks very complicated, but it's actually not. Very clever though. 10-year battery life, 100 meters of water resistance, world time, and all the other Casio good stuff. For 20 odd pounds, there's an argument that you shouldn't really need anything else than this. Or, like me, get a silver one, a rose gold one, and a black one. For anyone into their Casios, the AE1200, I think it's a must.
Could you just click that like button, please? It really helps the channel. Thank you.
Okay, the next one. It might be a surprise to you that this collection is not housing a certain 40th anniversary G-Shock Square. Yes, the DW5000-R. Obviously, I had to buy one when it came out because, you know, it's a new G-Shock. The fact that the screen fades when you look at it head on just made me not want to wear it. Every time I put that watch up against any other Casio, it was beaten on legibility quite easily. What has been worn though is the GW-M5610U, the watch that's still under or around the £100 mark and is an update from the 5610. G-Shock got rid of the electroluminescent screen and replaced it with a stronger looking screen, which I wasn't a massive fan of to start with, but I've become more and more of a fan of this watch as the weeks have gone on. It's clear, it's legible, it is very reminiscent to that original G-Shock. Plus it's multi-band 6 and it's solar powered. If you are on the market for a very good reissue of the first G-Shock Square that ever came out, it would be this one. Now comes a fantastic watch that I'm sorry to say I don't think you can buy anymore. I can't even remember where I got mine. It was brand new, but it's the STB-1000. And it was one of the first Casios you could use via Bluetooth. Quite a big thing for Casio at the time. Now me, I don't use any of my Casios or G-Shocks via Bluetooth because I don't want to be connected to my phone, but an original Casio design with a very unusual screen and very crispiness in the legibility department. I think it's one of Casio's first Bluetooth connected personal training watches. It's lost on me, I have to say, but I am a huge sucker for red and black and those little touches of blue as well as the unusual screen. It's an absolutely phenomenal Casio. They need to bring this back, but I think there is definitely room for this watch to come back. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. And we come to my final watch, the GMW-B5000. This full metal square came out for G-Shock's 35th anniversary, and lately, having time off from work, I've been wearing this watch a lot. It is 100% not a G-Shock you wear doing any sport, because it's about as heavy as a Rolex Platinum Sky Dweller. And because it's so shiny and blingy and polishy, you just don't want to take it out and do any rough stuff with it. You know what I mean? It's a proper G-Shock collector's watch. You don't wear one of these unless you've properly fallen down a G-Shock rabbit hole. And unfortunately for me, not only have I fallen down the hole, I'm refusing to get back up. Hence the gold one I have also. It's the Ultimate Dress Flex Casio, and although the stainless steel has been designed in a way that it can take the same amount of punishment as any resin G-Shock squares, you don't want to scratch it, but I am still a big fan. So there we go, 8 fabulous G-Shocks and Casios. I wear the most currently in 2025. I wonder if it will change. In the comments below, I'd love for you to tell me which is your favourite out of the 8. Is my 8 close to your 8? And are there any Casios or G-Shocks you are looking at buying to add to your collection in 2025? Me being subscribed to the newsletter at G-Shock, I was shown this thing had just been released. God knows what the wife would think. So here it is, my wife's views on each of these watches. Very short and sweet, starting with the Madman. A bomb disposal device, DW290, an ugly transformer, the A158, retro chic, the AE1200, more windows than an expensive house, the 5610U. Seen this more times than I can bother to remember. Boring. And now the STB 1000. Looks like Two-Face from Batman. Rubbish. And finally the B5000 Full Metal Square. Absolute bling ugliness. So I think you get a bit of insight into what my wife thinks about Casio in general. She still thinks most of them are kids' watches, to be fair. And maybe 25 to 30%, that might be why I like them. But there is literally a Casio for absolutely everyone out there. Not only that, there is an amazing community around the world that love Casio, and I'm glad to be a part of it. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you want a bit more of the Mad Watch Collector, just click there and join. You'll love it. But if I've got you for a few more minutes, why don't you click this one? This one's pretty special. One of my faves, actually. Go on. It's Casio. You know it'll be Casio. This is why you're here. Go on, click it. Go on. Go on. Haven't got all day. Oh, the madman. Maybe I have. Click it. Click it!